Welcome to the Think and Grow Well Show. If you allow your doctor, your insurance, or your Uncle Sam to define healthy, or you blame someone else for the way you feel, or you seek the fountain of youth in a prescription bottle, at a needle tip, or along the scalpel's edge, then be advised. You are about to be offended. You should probably leave now.
Anybody can just think and feel better? That's scary. I mean, thoughts aren't regulated by the feds, and no drug company has a patent on them. So thinking thoughts must not be very safe or effective.
If you love feeling frisky and having fun, take responsibility for your own vitality, and want freedom to enjoy epic experiences with folks you love, welcome aboard and prepare to be blown away. The Think and Grow Well Show starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Lori Barr.
Welcome to another episode of Think and Grow Well. I'm so glad you're here. You know, tonight when I was on my mastermind call, one of my mastermind partners, Carl Kanga, coined this great phrase. And he was talking about one of our other partners who had just had an amazingly rich year. And he said he was describing how rich and juicy that year was. And he said, you know, what I heard was you were really in the marrow of the moment. Is that a great phrase or what? The marrow of the moment. So today, what I wanted to make sure that you're aware of is what it really means to be in the marrow of the moment. Now, just in case you don't know, let's look at the anatomy of the bone. So the bones, the long bones, and most bones in general, are made up of two different sections. One is the cortex, which is dense and hard and is along the outer surface of the bone. And then inside the central part of long tubular bones and some flat bones is a marrow space. Now, the marrow space has a lot of fat in it. And it's in the marrow space that you form your amazing blood cells. It's your blood cell factory in your body. So, if you enjoy a dish where bones are cooked, for example, one I love is ossobuco. And when you eat ossobuco, there is a section of one of the shanks, which is a long bone, that is in the ossobuco, and you have the opportunity to spoon out the marrow and eat it. So that marrow is the richest part of the dish because it contains the most fat. And fat, remember, is simply stored energy. So that's the bone anatomy lesson that I wanted to set as the context for what we're going to talk about for you in your life. And that's the marrow of the moment and enjoying the marrow of the moment. So when you enjoy the marrow of the moment, you are totally present. Your awareness is simply and explicitly focused on the now, on what you are engaged with, what you are in relationship to with your environment. If you are listening to a voice in your head during a conversation, you are not enjoying the marrow of the moment. If you are worried about how you look when you're attending a party, you are not enjoying the marrow of the moment. If your mind is daydreaming when your preacher is preaching an amazing sermon at church, you know, you're just not in the marrow of the moment. The question is, how do you become more present? How do you quiet the voice inside that distracts you? And how do you refocus and get yourself on track to being aware of your surroundings completely and to the exclusion of thoughts about the past or the future? Or inner thoughts relative to enjoying the surroundings and being aware. So here are just 3 quick tips on how to do that. Number 1, to quiet the voice in your head. It helps to put thoughts that come to mind into the proper context. Remember, your subconscious mind serves up thoughts that are resistant to new ideas to protect you. It's your survival mechanism. So when a thought comes to mind and when you're wanting to enjoy the marrow of the moment, then you simply say, that thought really applies to something other than this. I choose to reject it and I'm back in the marrow of the moment. I choose to focus on the marrow of the moment. Number 2, thoughts about the past or future. Those distractions, again, are a form of resistance. So it's a matter of practice in bringing yourself back to the now. Just like you would do in meditation, it's a matter of refocus, reminding, getting the mind back on track. Nope, I'm not going to be distracted by this one thing. I'm back on the marrow of the moment. The third tip is to ask yourself, what is the marrow of the moment? In all this that I'm experiencing right now, all this amazing sensory information that's coming in as I see it, as I hear it, as I feel it, as I smell it, and as I taste this moment, where is the richness? What is it coming from? And have I experienced as much of it as I can? Because now disappears quickly and becomes the past.
Your next steps.
Your next step is to actually start asking that last question to yourself. Where is the marrow in this moment? And then commit to choosing to enjoy that. I choose to enjoy the marrow of this moment. My great thanks to my friend Carl Kanga for coining that phrase, the marrow of the moment. And I can't wait to hear about your moments and what the marrow is. So please go to drloribar.com and leave me a voice message telling me about your marrow of the moment and what you did to keep your awareness on the now, to really be present, to silence that little voice in your head that was trying to distract you from enjoying the marrow of the moment. I'm Dr. Lori Barr. Let's continue to think and grow well. One idea is all it takes to change your world.
Psst, be aware. Vitality is an inside job. Trust your spirit, make up your mind, and get your body in gear. There are no second chances.